See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
So, AJ, being an outsider, what do you think Trump meant by black jobs?
You know, being an outsider myself, I can mostly interpret what Trump said over there, and I may or may not be right. But talking about Trump and black jobs, right off the bat, I can tell you that by black jobs, he definitely meant minimum wage jobs. And to be completely honest with you, I am really surprised at how many people are surprised to hear Trump talking about black jobs in such context. I mean, this is not the first time. If you go back to the now infamous CNN presidential debate between Donald Trump and President Joe Biden, Trump quite openly spoke about black jobs and Hispanic jobs in a very similar context.
Millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
And interestingly enough, CNN is a network that Trump doesn't like very much. It's quite known that Trump doesn't like the network. Still, his remarks at the presidential debate, they slipped under CNN's radar. Nobody seemed to care as much as people actually did when Trump appeared at the Black Journalist Convention. And of course, his remarks gained the public's attention, the media attention, and even Michelle Obama's attention.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a
By the way, beautiful response from Michelle Obama, talking about their accomplishment, their education. Being an outsider, again, I have a lot of respect for the Obama family, both Barack and Michelle Obama, fantastic people. And I absolutely loved the very fierce response from Michelle Obama, very classy and very crisp.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
And I'm quite aware that by now, a lot of people might have formed this opinion that I am anti-Trump, that I believe that Trump is probably racist. And as an outsider, the question is, do I believe that Trump is racist? I mean, if you look back at the record, if you look back at history, Trump has made some very questionable statements. We don't have to dig too deep into the internet to find out some of those statements.
A well-educated black.
I'm asking for the vote of every single African-American citizen in this country. What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose? Oh, look at my African-American over here. Pocahontas? Is it offensive? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas? I think she's as Native American as I am, okay?
Despite of the things and the comments that he's made and his very strict border policy, Trump has said this time and time again that he's the least racist person in any room that he's in. And I, as an outsider, I do believe that strong border security does not equal racism. I agree with that. You should have a country, any country, they must have strong border protection for their own security and the security of the people. People should be able to enter a country, but they have to enter the country legally. I agree with that. But when it comes to racist remarks, I am not in a position to say whether he's racist or not. I will leave that up to you to decide.
Isn't that a very politically correct thing to say?
I know you might be thinking that it's a very politically correct statement. It might be. It might be a politically correct statement, but
AJ,
sure.
Have you yourself been personally offended by anything Donald Trump has ever said?
Sure. Yes, of course. I have been offended by a lot of things that Trump has said in the past, But in his remarks, more than racism, what I find is ignorance. I find him to be ignorant when it comes to a lot of subjects. I feel he's a victim of a very stereotypical mindset. There are things that he needs to work on, I feel, to be a better, not just a better president, a better candidate, but a better human being. I will tell you that. If you ask me myself, which was the thing that really hit me the most, I can easily tell you that this was during one of his campaign rallies when he was running for president against Hillary Clinton. I believe somebody who was wearing a turban was escorted out during the rally, and Trump immediately made a very disrespectful remark.
No, he wasn't wearing one of those hats, was he? Was he wearing one of those hats? And he never will. And he never will. And he never will, and that's okay.
And he has made remarks like these in a lot of different contexts towards a lot of different people, different cultures, and each of them, are hurtful. So yeah, as an outsider, if you're asking for my perspective, I can tell you that he has made hurtful remarks, he has made ignorant comments. But the friends that I have, right, white, black, Asians, there are some of them who find Trump racist. There are some of them who do not find him racist at all. So that's why I said it's a perception, whether he's racist or not. I believe that's your own personal opinion. We all have opinions. And, let's just hope that he's not racist, and let's just hope that if he gets elected president again, he will be the president for everybody. Let's just hope that. Oh, and also I can tell you this, that India, or a lot of people in India, they love Trump. They absolutely admire Donald Trump, especially because he is seemingly very good friends with our Indian Prime Minister Modi. And both of the guys, they visited each other's countries, and they both gave each other a very warm welcome, especially when Trump came down to India. He received a big welcome. And this is one of the things that I actually really appreciate about Donald Trump, that he tries to adapt and he tries to learn. When he visited India, he tried to speak Hindi. Actually, let's take a look at that video. It's really funny.
He started out by his father's side as a Chihuahua, a tea seller. From Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli. Abhi Bar, Trump, Sarkar.
That's why I said that the remarks and the comments that he makes about different people and cultures, I find them more ignorant than I find them racist. Because if he was actually racist, I cannot imagine him visiting all these countries, trying to speak their languages and trying to, just blend in. I don't think that I would expect something like that. He seems friendly, or at least when he's visiting all these countries and these world leaders. But of course, when he's in America and he's talking to the media and he's giving out these comments, you see that ignorance, which I hope that he works on, and I hope that he's already worked on them if he becomes president. With that being said, long story short, it's going to be a tough election. Trump has his flaws. Kamala Harris has her flaws. And I know also, since I said Kamala Harris, Trump, he gets a lot of heat for calling her, I believe, Kamala.
Kamala, you have to say it. Kamala. Kamala.
And whatnot. And I believe she wants to be called
1, 2, 3, Kamala!
Yeah, I believe that's what she wants to be called. And Trump gets a lot of heat for it because people think he's making fun of Kamala, which he probably is, right? He does that to all the presidential candidates that he's running against. So that's nothing new there. But, it's interesting to me because in India, the name Kamala or Kamala, the correct pronunciation in India would actually be Kamala. So neither is Trump right, nor is Kamala Harris right here. Both the pronunciations are wrong from both the parties, but that's okay. This one is going to be an interesting election, and it's a very close call. Both have their weaknesses, both have their flaws, both also have their strengths. So it's going to be a close call. It's going to be interesting, but we're going to be here. I'm going to be here talking about it and sharing my views and my perspective as an outsider with all of you, and I hope you enjoy it. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it insightful, if you appreciated or did not appreciate my point of view as an outsider, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and also comment down below what you thought about my view as an outsider on Donald J. Trump's comments about black jobs. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.